All right, Donnie, I know it wasn't like there were two bad losses necessarily. They were both on the road against good teams, but you guys did have a 2-game skid. Did today kind of feel a little bit like a get right, kind of back on track?
Yeah,
game?
we needed one of these pretty bad. I mean, those 2 games we lost, yeah, they don't hurt us. They're not terrible losses for us, but like we wanted to win both of them, of course, on the road. So to be able to come out here and get one of those, it always feels good.
28 points off 20 turnovers, 2 pretty insane numbers on the stat sheet. Was getting out and running and using the defense to do that kind of a priority again?
Yeah, we had to get back to playing defense. The 2 games we lost, we just weren't guarding the ball. We weren't talking to each other, and we were just shooting ourselves in the foot a lot on the defensive side. So today we were talking a lot, playing with high energy, and I think we did a great job.
And then Nelly, I know he did this last time against them as well, but he's coming off a game. I know he had 16 boards at San Diego State, but today the double-double by halftime. He had 3 blocks, 2 steals as well. Getting him back on track seemed to be kind of a priority for you guys too.
That was a big focus for me to get Nelly back rolling in the pick and roll and the post ups, just getting him to feel his touch again. So I mean, that was a big game for Nelly.
I mean, 21-point win. You had 5 guys in double figures, and it's March. So I mean, how big is it that you guys are playing that well at this time of the year?
Oh, we needed it. I mean, like they said, we had 2 back-to-back losses. We need to get a good win, get back to rhythm before we go into the conference tournament. I mean, 2 more wins, we're conference championships. So, I mean, we got to keep it going.
I mean, you guys did win by 20, but Coach looked very visibly frustrated, a little more than normal, especially in that first half. Where did he think the execution was lacking?
On defense, he said we weren't talking enough. At halftime, he ripped into us during the film. Like, he just had a high energy for this game because he knew how important it was for us, and he was on one.
You just mentioned 2 more games left in the regular season. What would the Mountain West regular season championship mean to you and your teammates?
I mean, that was the goal from the start of the season. We talked about it. Yes, we want to win the conference tournament, but we wanted to win the regular season. We think it's way more important in our opinion, and we wanted to win it bad. So 2 more wins, we did our job.
Not to keep harping on the defense, but Coach did talk about it after the San Diego State game about the need to regain focus and intensity. So I'm just curious, what were the last couple of days like in practice? Was that what the focus was?
Yeah, just being high energy on the defensive side, talking. It really starts with me and Nelly on the defensive side. If we're playing lazy, it's going to bring down the team, and we knew that, so we just came out with high energy.
Like you guys are closing in on a conference championship. I mean, the losing streak probably had some people ready to start panicking. What's the mood like with the team?
The team's fine. We're staying together. We knew we were going to go through a bit of a struggle at some point in the season. Sucks it was a little this late, but we're just going to bounce back and figure it out.
Don, how do you feel about the team right now at this point? I mean, it's a crucial time, 2 games left, want to finish strong. I mean, what's the mood like in the locker room?
I think we just need to stay together. We got some people banged up in here and there, but we just got to stay together as a unit, like inside the locker room, not just with the coach, like inside the locker room. We got to stay connected to one another, and I think that's going to be the key to the rest of our season.
Obviously, the season's not over, but how would you describe the growth that you've seen from your point of view, not only in just yourself as a player, but just from a team standpoint from the beginning of the season to now?
It's been amazing. I mean, we just grown a lot on the defense side of it. We were always scoring in the early games, but like our defense side on the ball has just gotten so much better and better, and we just want to keep progressing in that.
Your name has obviously been in national headlines because of your play. How would you assess your performance this season in terms of what you expected from yourself and what it's been?
I mean, I expect the high expectations all the time for myself. So, I mean, I don't really pay that much attention to media. Coach P gets on me about that. He says, don't let it get to your head. So, I mean, I think I've just been playing a good season. I just want to keep it going.
You had a chance to throw an alley-oop to Braden there, and then the pass kind of got away. It didn't really work. But what would it meant to throw an alley-oop to this guy?
I mean, he got a 3 out of it, so it's all right with the lob. I thought he was going to go to the 3. Saw him dive. It's all right. Don't want to look at him.
Yeah, a huge alley-oop to him would have probably given him all kinds of NIL money.
Oh, my God. He might have got a crazy budget. You're at radio. Yeah. Okay. It's all right. Just sit there and watch me.
Stoff is a guy that obviously was out injured for a while, hasn't really practiced much. I know you talked about an emphasis to get Nelly going, and curious how much you guys tried to kind of help Stoff get going a little bit too.
With Stoff, it was complicated. We want to get him going, but we don't want him to hurt his foot anymore and like rush it. So, I mean, to see him come out tonight, what do you have? 15? Like, just come out and play his game. It felt good to see him go again.
And what does him being back and being able to get minutes and get a 15-5 kind of game, what does that open up for the rest of the roster?
It changes the whole team, like the whole dynamic of the team. Like, that's another threat on the outside for threes. He's a great rebounder. And then it brings Jovan in a more comfortable role, I think, off the bench, and he plays well. So, I mean, Stoff being back is always great.
I got a question for you about the development of you as a player. You come here, pretty high recruit, there's expectations. He talked about you being a championship guy when you got here, but what's it take to go from being a high school guy to playing 35, 38, 40 minutes a game and being talked about as conference player of the year, maybe an All-American, clearly a team leader?
I mean, it's always great. I mean, that's what he brought me here for. He knew from the beginning when he was recruiting me, he told me I was the point guard of his future. I had to lead the teams and all that. It's easier when you have the team that I have now. They just make the job way easier, in my opinion.